picks. We've got our agent select coming up here pretty soon as well. And it's going to be Ascent to start it off, with T1 starting off in defense.
And then Icebox, that was my reaction, because we're going to Icebox next in map 2. And that was chosen, it looks like, I'm guessing by
T1, actually.
T1, yeah. So T1 choosing Icebox right there. And then Haven, if it happens to go to a map 3, so split and bind band, of course. But yeah, Ascent to kick it off. We talked about this, certainly a nice spread out map. This is a map where we could potentially see a Killjoy Sentinel as well. And we're definitely going to see Silva. You know, really just no surprise there. But thinking of maybe a little bit more different agents. Certainly Killjoy is one to keep in mind. Maybe even a Phoenix, depending on the comfortability of these teams.
Yeah, and I'm definitely curious to see how T1 in particular comes out in terms of their agents, because remember, this is a team that Skadoodle used to be playing the Sage and he was opping, but then they wanted him to play the Jet because that was the main operator agent. And then literally a week ago, Brax was playing the Jet and Skadoodle was playing like Raze. So we'll have to see. It looks like they played Skadoodle on Breach in their previous match, and that is what he picks up here. One of the very few NA teams to run this agent, which has really been a crucial piece of the puzzle to the Korean success, as well as quite a few EU teams. Definitely underrated in North America, in my opinion. You can see that Daze grabbing the Sova, Spider on the Jet now, Automatic Omen, and Curry on the Cypher, locking it down for T1. On the other side, Miniature grabbing Killjoy, Nazi on the Breach, Josh RTZ on the Omen, Jae Sung on the Sova, and Exalt with the Jet.
Yeah, so Breach, maybe not very popular amongst a lot of teams, but hey, in this game, both teams running the Breach here on Ascent. So certainly excited for that. And of course, what he really brings to the table is those powerful flashes. Nice stun, and that ultimate, once online, great for taking sites like B especially, or A for that matter. I mean, it's obviously you can get the angles and the easy setup to make that initiation happen pretty easily. But you also go back to the Sentinel looking. Again, Killjoy, as a kind of expect, a possibility, and Miniature will be playing it as mentioned. For what is it, headshot percentage? I always have trouble remembering the names. Seems like this.
Headshot percentage is the name of the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Breach Jet combo has been something that has been around for a while. We'll have to see whether they abuse it here. The flash into dash, sort of pioneered by Hens and Crew, as well as a few other teams.
Whoa!
Oh, speaking of the dash, Spider is in off the Paranoia. Different flash and dash there. And actually, it's going to be headshot percentage coming out ahead here with 3 kills. T1 on the back foot right off the bat, as the spike will be planted on B.
Yeah, the really awkward thing about that is, like, you get the idea of it, but unfortunately, when he went to dash out, he had an angle on a free kill on Jet right there on the opposition. Instead, he dashed in, and it got very awkward with everyone being there. He only got the one, and obviously the trade's happening elsewhere as well. So yeah, this is going to be a very good hold for HSP. You got Jae Sung, he's holding in the B main area. Josh RTZ is trying to help him the best they can, but T1, it's not an easy task. Skadoodle, though, he's trying to make it happen. Gets 2 headshots with the classic. He's going to flash out, so he certainly has a chance right here. One in Boathouse, one over towards the stairs. Going to blast out the stairs. And is he flashing again? No, he's not flashing again. The right click, it's not going to happen. And Miniature with that ghost in hand will take out Skadoodle. So headshot percentage. They do win the first round. You're in a map 1.
Yeah, it is just the pistol round, of course, but I mean, that was a little awkward, not gonna lie, from T1. As you mentioned, the dash from Spider. I mean, this is probably the 3rd different position he's played in the last month for this team. So I would not be surprised to see a few more awkward moments like that. Both teams gonna buy up here as we head into map number 2, or round number 2 rather. And go on board with Killjoy right off the bat. Molly lineup to clear out an angle perhaps, but it's a split default approach from headshot percentage, at least to start this round out.
Yeah, wanted to control that orb as well, but T1, they want to fight this. Going to be blasted out, coming out, and down goes Spider. At least Automatic is able to get a response on Nasi there, but Josh Arteezy gets a kill elsewhere on a Curry. That B looks open. The bomb's going there.
Super
Jet's going to dash in, but it is going to be a free plan if they want it for headshot percentage once again. So Sheriff or Dazed is not going to get a chance, though. They're going to group up together. We'll see how they look to hit this B side, but Miniature's lurking around. Only has 11 light. They need to be careful about that.
Spike planted.
And they probably will catch him crossing here. Although he's holding an angle.
Oh,
Bucky, good for one at least. Miniature holding this edge. Gets a second one as well. Skadoodle finally takes him out, but once again, Ska, the final remaining member of T1 with heavy lifting to do.
yeah, and it's like the awkward spot. Do you really want to save a stinger? But again, if you go down this round, you're gonna have to be on a bit of a save anyway. So I guess I'm not surprised if you're just gonna sit on potentially save, but do some econ damage if anything. Going through a spawn, will run into Sova here if he keeps peeking, and yes, he gets the shots. Oh, nice little juke right there. I cannot get another though. Josh Artesia will clean him up. Well played by Skadoodle there at the very end, but eventually does go down. At least able to take one with him.
Yeah, and T1, I mean, I saw several kind of awkward things there, even just the opening moments of that round. Looked like Skadoodle was thinking about flashing, Automatic was smoking at the same time. Spider kind of got caught out in the middle of nowhere, got blasted down right in that A main corridor.
Track them down.
Headshot percentage looking pretty clean on the other side of things, though.
Yeah, I know it's still very early on, so definitely not going to get ahead of ourselves here. But it goes back to, like I said, this is one of those kind of, if you look at just the logos and the teams and everything, T1 versus unknown name in HSP. Okay, T1's favorite, but not really. You look at the players, the breakdown is recent situation with roster for T1. This is anyone's series, and HSP coming out strong here on Ascent with a 2-0 start, but. Goes back to, this is round 3 now, and obviously their guns are going to be a little bit weaker as they're still sitting on a couple of those stingers. Josh Artesia moving in with Miniature here towards B meanwhile, and B is somewhat open. Cypher is there with a camera. That's really it right now.
Yeah, T1 playing super passive, really far on the back right now, almost conceding B site every round. They're really just gifting the site over to the side of HSP, and the attacker's happy to capitalize. They're going to get the spike down, no contest once again. It's going to be a 5-on-5 retake scenario.
Spike planted.
And yeah, I mean, T1, they bought up last round, so they definitely don't have the economic advantage or the gun advantage here either.
Yeah, I overlooked that. Yeah, no, the gun advantage actually is in favor of HSP, as you mentioned, because of the save essentially going on from T1. So, they're playing for, I mean, this is not often. It's a 5 versus 5 still. The bomb's been planted for 20 seconds. They're just simply playing for econ damage. So they're going to try to kill as many as possible on their way out. So, I mean, it's a solid strategy, I suppose, but it's also like, what the hell is happening right here?
Yeah, save one indeed. I mean, HSP just going to burst their way out into spawn. And
they're
so much for economic damage. Yeah.
You definitely want to there because you don't want to take the penalty. So that's what I was curious about too. Is like what happens if they don't actually get in a fight, and I guess that's the answer.
That was one of the more awkward ends to a round I've ever seen, with a 4-player seppuku to the spike damage, and 3-0 start for HSP on the attacking side. Ascent is one of those maps where you really do not want to give up too much momentum on the defensive side, because on the defensive side, once it flips, it's going to be tough to get these rounds back. So T1 needs to make something happen with this first buy round pretty desperately, in my opinion.
Yeah, gotta get the momentum. Exalto, speaking of momentum, dashes on forward, picks up the Phantom off the dead body of Spider. He needs to check Boathouse, though. Daze is there, and Daze will win that duel. As he's flashed out. Oh no! Knocked up. Oh, nice teamwork though. Jae-Sung will kill Daze, but damage done by T1 this time around. Automatic gets the one more, and the finish from Skadoodle. So the start was fast there for HSP, but T1, they do eventually come through with a hold.
What? That was a breach ultimate from.
Oh, that was Skadoodle. Yeah.
Okay, that was Skadoodle's ult.
I thought it was Nasi for a second. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a huge ultimate, hitting so many players on the side of HSP. Definitely doing a huge amount of work, saving Daze there for a while, and T1, as expected with those guns, able to claim their first round of the half.
Uh-oh. We got an Odin. Odin. He's ready to spam Sova. Almost got him right there. I don't think Sova was ready for that initially, but luckily the cursor was not on him there. As he avoids it.
HSP gonna have the spike over on the A side of things, looking to find a little bit of information before making a play, but pretty quickly they will rotate off of B. Kind of curious to see how this Odin plays out later on in the rounds if they do want to push. Killjoy probably just going to be holding flank for the most part, but no real information given up so far. T1 still holding strong. They have Skadoodle just playing off this little jump peek in spawn as he has been. It's been their strategy on Ascent for as long as I can remember, actually. And the lockdown will be placed.
Having to work around that. A couple of kills coming out for HSP, though.
Automatic was caught his gun out. Goes down on the catwalk, and it's going to be another free sight for the side of HSP.
Yeah, bomb goes down. They have 3 ultimates in play as well if they really need it. Probably shouldn't. T1 in that awkward spot again. It's like they got to try something, right? But it's still early on in the first half. Got the Odin spray from Miniature. They got to try something, but what do you really do against that? It is so difficult right now with all 5 still up for headshot percentage. Oh no! It's done.
He's trying to push through. He's gonna arrow into hell, but I mean, realistically, T1 is not making any progress forward. They lose Dazed, or sorry, they lose the Sova, and they just fall back. I mean, Dazed and Skadoodle get out, but oh, sorry, it was Dazed. God, there's so many roster changes. He was their Cypher player for a while, but now
who
it's Kurt.
Is it now? What are they even playing? Yeah. It's hard to keep up sometimes, but more importantly, the round is won by headshot percentage, and now they're up 4-1. You take a look at the guns. Obviously, T1 back to a full buy, feeling comfortable there. They do not have any ultimates, though. Omen and Sova are one away. So Sova, Dazed. I was going to say, I'm guessing they're going to try to go for that B orb, but it actually doesn't look like it. He's playing back instead, so not going to play aggressive for the orb.
Yeah, and there is a Rolling Thunder as well as a Hunter's Fury available for the attackers right now. HSP, they are yoked to the gills, and they are pushing towards A. But Spike, back in spawn for now. Again, waiting for that early information to make a call. Josh going to push through the smoke, and he's actually going to find information in the form of Spider on the jet. They're surrounded right now. Going to get flashed. Spider unable to capitalize, though. Automatic will clean it up, though, as Josh goes down first. Finally, T1 gets an early pick, but they've also given up the A site entirely once again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that here in this game. I mean, it certainly is a strategy. We've seen teams go with this before where they play just pure retake instead, and maybe that's what T1's going for, but they actually don't give it up enough, apparently, because the bomb's not going to be planted just yet. They get the door down, though, does HSP, and Breach is eventually going to get that plan. So headshot percentage, numbers, only 3 of them alive. They're going up against 5. But they are comfy in that A side. J-Sign, though, landed 1 kill. Gonna get another even? Oh my god, he gets 2, and suddenly we're even in numbers. T1, what is happening? The Odin not gonna spray enough. Spider at least takes out Miniature. But Nasi, here we go with the ultimate. It knocks them up. It's gonna delay them if anything. They spot 1 with this.
Jason gets a third. Nazi gets automatic as well, and now it's just Dazed in heaven. Spike ticking down. Gotta deal with the Killjoy and the Breach still alive. Gets the Breach. Oh wait, sorry.
You can't get the defuse though. It's just too much. It's too little time. Yeah, there's no way. Daze, he just wants to try to live at this point. Just run. He's gonna do that. But the round won by HSP. We cannot forget that started 3 versus 5 with the bomb plant there, favoring T1. But that Hunter's Fury was clutch.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, it's pretty easy to find those. You know, obviously you still gotta hit your shot, but when T1 is playing this retake style, there's realistically only one place that they can stack up. If you look at the line of the map, you can just kind of Hunter's Fury through both the tree room as well as heaven. And Jason just completely turning that round. This is getting into very dangerous territory for T1 as Spider pulls out the Blade Storm, and it's like HSP knew. It's like they knew they were going to play aggressively. They're just playing back in spawn, waiting for the push. T1 Need to be very careful with how they approach this one.
Well, they had a good idea, if anything, because obviously they could see the ultimate status. They knew the knives were ready. There's a good chance that he's going to be playing aggressive with them. And speaking of aggressive, Exalt goes in the face. A great flash by Breach right there to allow for what was essentially an easy kill for Exalt onto the opponent Jet. So they start out early strong with already that 5-1 lead here in round number 7.
Yeah,
Miniature,
I mean,
checking B.
It just feels like T1 are on the back foot every single round, and they are the defenders here on Ascent, which is not a good look if you're hoping to bring this one back. See the spike moving over towards B, and pretty advanced position for the Killjoy for HSP. Miniature pushing up through B main, only one player defending, and once again, this could be just a completely free take as they smoke off the back.
30 seconds left.
Cypher, vision blocked, Curry. Have to wait for his team. 3 players trying to rotate over from A, but again, it's just a free plant. And I would have to imagine that at some point T1 needs to just be like, all right, we have to fight for the site. This is way too easy.
They're doing a lot of giving up and playing for retakes. And again, that's a fine strategy when you actually get the retake. You know, everyone, they really haven't though, right? It just hasn't been working for them. So I agree with you there. Maybe try to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the initial hole, but Exalt cleans up 3. He gets the 4th to finish the job. Curry was able to get 1 in the mix of that, but this, again, another excellent hold from HSP. Headshot percentage. You got Exalt leading the way, especially after that round, 8-2-2 on the Jet. And she's got her knives ready, in fact, to go in this round if she chooses to use it. But this is a 6-1 start on offense, favoring headshot percentage over T1 in game 1. Again, I'm saying that as if maybe we're surprised, but I guess I'm really not. It goes back to that, really not surprised.
No, and we finally get to see our first operator play from T1. It is going to be Spider on the op. So once again, like, this is a role that used to be Skadoodles and then was Brax's briefly. So now onto their 3rd Jet Opper. See if Spider can really create that impact that I guess they're searching for on this team, it seems like. But once again, it's just a completely free spike plant. Daze gonna go for the Hunter's Fury, not gonna find any information. Exalt just charging forward, actually. Curry gonna find the kill onto him. Automatic will take out his opposing Omen as Josh RT falls. So now things looking a little bit better for T1, finally with a man advantage.
Well, we've seen this before. And this is that 3 versus 5 that obviously was countered, but this time around, it seems like T1 is gonna be able to execute well enough. And Days cleaning up a couple there. Good teamwork. That retake certainly a bit stronger. I will say Exalt got ahead of himself right there. I mean, you could tell he was feeling it. He went a little too far up, missed the knives, and the fact he even re-peeked for another kill there, or kill chance, was pretty greedy. But obviously, great play from T1, and that's got to feel good for them. They stop what was 3 rounds in a row again for HSP, and at least they make it 2-6 now here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, there's still time, I suppose, for them to pull this back to an even game going into the second half, but with the amount of momentum that HSP has, you'd imagine they're probably going to be able to pick up at least 1 more. They have 2 ultimates at the ready with Jaesung again on the Hunter's Fury. Josh RT has the Omen ultimate, probably for some information. At some point, Spider misses his shot towards the top of Catwalk, and once again, T1 going to fall back into a very defensive posture here.
Yeah, Automatic having to sit back, but at the same time, doesn't look like HSP is going anything too aggressive this round. Talked about Hunter's Fury online for HSP if they choose to use it. Spider, he's holding this angle with the operator. Exalt
forward a little bit.
If he actually pushes forward here, that could be pretty bad for him, but no, he is going to be patient enough, for now at least. Both teams are being pretty patient this round.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, change of pace. I'm a huge fan of just never allowing the other team to get comfortable. You rush them, you go slow, you go mid, you go A, you go B. Just mix it up. And just because something's working doesn't mean that you can't throw them further off balance. Here comes a Hunter's Fury from Jaesung to try and find some information. Spider able to draw first blood, though, with that operator. Jaesung trades back, though, finding Dazed.
30 seconds left.
Oh. Spider, it's like, just shoot out! Okay, he does eventually shoot as it goes down. Yeah, he doesn't have the vision that we do, but it works out there for him in the end. You mentioned Jaesung was able to find a Hunter's Fury kill elsewhere, but Obviously, T1 feeling pretty good about their chances right now. 4 versus 2. They're in the boathouse. In the back right there, Spider eventually lands that operator after the spray misses from Curry, but Curry will get the final kill. And they do take 2 rounds in a row, make it 3-6. So T1, again, finding their footing a bit now. As on the other side, headshot percentage, they still got enough for a buy, though. They're still going to have a full buy this round, including Exalt picking up his own operator. So we got that jet duel coming into play. We'll see if they maybe meet up B or somewhere else.
Yeah, it's always one of the more interesting things to watch on Ascent is when these 2 jet operas do come into play. Although it looks like Exalt going to sell down, pick up a Vandal instead.
Okay.
They're going to go for maybe a more aggressive play. They want to push quickly. Again, changing the pace. The slow didn't work so well. Spider was able to pick them apart. 5 stack over towards B main now. HSP pushing forward, going to grab that orb. Day is going to get tons of information with this drone, although it does get taken down instantly. Spider and Market will be smoked off, and the push comes in. Nice shot onto the breach, but Exalt will trade him out almost immediately.
Right here.
Double boathouse. Dazed and Curry are both back here. Flash coming up through from Omen. Killjoy leading the way, but Dazed cleans them both up. Gets 2. Is taken out by Jaesung, though, and Jaesung will get a plant off. So 2 versus 2. Josh Arteezy. He's holding this stairs angle. Looks like Breach might know he's there. Skadoodle, yeah, they're definitely somewhat aware, it seems like. But Skadoodle waiting for his teammate. Automatic is coming from B main, and they're going to try to go into this together. I don't know if Breach has flashes. I didn't double check there, but he does. That could certainly be a play here. Omen is setting up 2 with a smoke.
Automatic didn't even check the angle, though.
No.
So apparently was not communicated by Skadoodle or just not known. Now he will have to push forward, finds the headshot running. I guess it wasn't nerfed after all, but he has moments to make this happen, and he won't be able to.
Well played, Jason, there. But I'm with you, man. That was odd because it felt like Skadoodle knew something was up, whether it was in the logs area or stairs or market. It felt like he was holding that angle as if somebody might have been just around there. But yeah, whether that was just not communicated or maybe that wasn't even the case, the kind of blind check from Automatic there ends up costing him his life, and you could even say the round, yeah, at that point. But obviously, credit to HSP. They win that one, and now they take it back, and now 7-3 here in half one. Yeah. Exalt getting the operator again, by the way, this time.
Yeah, he will pick it up this time. We'll have to see whether he's able to make anything happen with this operator. Again, kind of a change of pace for HSP. They're going to slow it down, a little split pressure. Some mid, some A, some B. Killjoy trying to lurk forward into B main as well. And T1 having to fall back again towards their spawn to some extent. It seems like every single round, HSP is able to take more and more map control as T1 just plays very passively, and they certainly don't have the firepower this time around to really withstand the pressure.
Now they're going towards B. We've seen this obviously very successful for them most of the time. And Killjoy, is she going to lay down that lockdown? It is online. Looks like she's setting up.
They're thinking about it. Yep, there it is.
For it. Oh, Curry, nice kill. Lead kill, though. That's a great start for them. At least to take one out.
He did pass off the operator before making that play, of course. Gonna dash in, just give over the big gun to T1, but not the same value out of that lockdown this time around, but still pushing forward. HSP able to find the site, which is once again left clear, although Automatic able to take out Miniature. Killjoy pushes forward. Spider trying to clean up with this Stinger as well. Jaesung looking for picks, but he's just going to get pushed and flashed the heck out of there. Rolling Thunder is flying out. It's like I'm watching a Dota game all of a sudden. And Nosy will be taken out by Automatic to end the round.
Is it Nosy or Nazi? I've been calling him Nazi. I just realized that. Nosy.
I don't know personally. Let's go with Nazi.
I do know, I am being informed, it's Josh RT. I want to keep calling him Josh Arteezy for obvious reasons. I think people would know, but it is just Josh RT. So verify that one. But yeah, that was a great Rolling Thunder there by Skadoodle to, of course, finish the job and allow for the defuse for T1. So 4-7, try to go 5-7 and clean up the first half of what's been, you know, overall pretty darn good for headshot percentage. But as of late, T1 has found their footing again, 3 out of the last 4. But Exalt has the knives ready and likely going to be coming out here. Yeah, all he has is a frenzy in hand, so definitely going to see the knives. See if we see headshots to follow now.
Absolutely. As you said, final round of the half. T1 definitely looking to get at least one more on the board. At least one more. Trying to get one more on the board before they flip over. Try and break the defense of HSP. Exalt finding himself deep in enemy territory with these knives, able to push through those smokes. And T1, once again, just giving up lots of map control. This time in mid. Spider will find the first pick as Josh RT goes down to the op. Now, kind of an awkward position for these two mid players. They are surrounded by T1.
Exalt, look for knives. Ooh, so pretty. Gets the headshot with one left click. Evens up the numbers right there. Does have all that utility ready to go. His teammates going to be following up behind Killjoy, leaving a sentry to check for that CT spawn area.
200's Furies are available, so I would expect to see those coming out in dueling fashion at some point in this round. T1 really pressed back into the boathouse area with Skadoodle as well as Curry.
I mean, HSP is going the right spot here. They happen to be choosing the exact right area because they were pushing up A main, and yeah, they're going to be blocked off now. So this is going to be an A plant for HSP. It's a matter, again, here in the final round of the half, how do they retake?
Well, it's going to start with the Hunter's Fury Daze trying to find a pick and delay the spike. Will get a couple of tags. The recon at least, but Spike is down and ticking. Exalt killing Curry after Miniature goes down. Jaesung's Hunter's Fury also coming out. Nasi gonna find Spider, and suddenly it's just the Sova remaining dazed. 3 players to worry about.
Left, understandable, but as we see, they're both Hell and behind the black box and on Heaven all stacked up because they're gonna peek together, and they are gonna find the kill eventually. Daze got one in Nosy, but Exalt finishing the job, picking up the hat trick. 8-4 first half for headshot percentage. Look at the individual scores here. Yeah, Exalt on that Jet. Very good first half for him, especially 13-6-3. Great team performance, though, for them. Spider, Jet on the other side, leading the way at 9-8-0. I will say T1 score definitely a bit even across the board, though, as well. Looking to, once again, see what they can make happen as far as swapping sides and going to be going offense themselves now. So, again, the defense, they chose to play a little more pass, a little more retake strategy. Didn't necessarily play off more times than not. I wonder how they play on offense now.
Yeah, very curious. I mean, T1 is definitely a team, as we see Exalt hit a nice little... I like that play. He was like up above verticality and then the double swing at the same time. But yeah, T1 kind of a passive team in general, and so I am very curious to see what they look like on the attacking side as they dash forward, frenzies in hand. Exalt, though, able to find the first pick. Spider takes out Nosy, and now will eat a shock dart for his trouble, down to 16 HP.
He sees the gun.
Chunky.
Yeah, he saw the gun of Jet. He's just like, God, can I get to him? He does eventually, so even with 16 HP, he's doing so much damage right here. Still alive, in fact. Even with that moment, but the bomb is planted for T1. As we see the health pool, not the greatest for a headshot percentage, but Killjoy will actually lead the way. She's at full life. Puts the sentry out to scout. Can't find any shots though initially, and eventually gets killed on the frenzy. Daze takes out one, though. They're in the smoke. Got to spray through it. Josh retweet. Getting in there. Automatic goes down, and then Josh retweet finds the other one. Let's make it 9-4 for HSP.
Man, and they'll give the ult point over to Jet as well. Yeah, spray into the sky. Show us who you are, Exalt. He 16-6 on the Jet here. He's trying to make a name for himself in Valorant. I mean, great plays on the Jet so far, and like you said, this nice little catch of Spider, not really respecting the angle there. HSP. Once again, momentum in their court as they head into half number 2. T1 can't afford to lose too many more rounds. They're going to buy up here. This is actually extremely crucial if they make something happen.
Yeah, of course, a stun coming out from Breach. They want that AOR, but they ain't going to get it, though. Exalt is there to fight back. It's on the cloud burst and it's going to hide in that market area for now. Winery, whatever you want to call it. So T1 having to decide how they play this out here. Dazed, Sheriff in hand. It's like they know that he's hiding down there. They're checking at least. Gonna go for the peek. Nice flash coming out from Breach. So great teamwork there from HSP. Allows the kill to get back and save, but he can't get the kill. Automatic cleans up too. Jason got somebody else, but
really bad for T1 because of that Breach utility pushing them out of the cubby, but able to spray him down. Now T1 with the player advantage, slowing things down. They have 55 seconds to work with. Nosy holding the tree, but will be pushed off that angle by Breach utility. I mean, you can see why this agent is so useful for opening up these sites. Automatic finding a third.
Oh, we can't check the angle there. He thought they were still going into the site perhaps, but Curry just happens to be hiding there in the Omen smoke as it wears off. And now Miniature, hey, they pretty much have a good idea where he's at. Him destroying there.
Making tons of noise, of course, jumping around, checking his angles with the Bucky. Certainly a dangerous weapon in these close range scenarios, but T1 looking pretty careful. Not going to give him a shot to pick off anybody if possible here. He's going to break the glass. Maybe just pick up a gun. Finds the Spectre. There it is.
Getting a little crazy now. Kind of have to in this situation. Overplay a little bit. The head check and Automatic will get 4 kills to finish the round. So nice finish there for T1. And they do indeed win what was, as you point out, a very important second round of the second half, because that 4 spy, they lose that one, they could really start to fall behind. But they make it 5-9, and Automatic has his ultimate. Not necessarily a game-changing one, but we'll see if he maybe uses that for some information perhaps. But yeah, Automatic, see right there with the replay. Spraying down 2 initially, and then that final kill. So he started it strong, and he finished strong for his team, and T1 needed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that now it's going to be another eco round for the side of HSP. Which definitely gives T1 a bit of an advantage here in firepower. Exalt.
Oh,
he is in spawn right now, gunning down Curry. Daze will take out Miniature. Automatic closes the door on the Breach, who's trying to push in through tree. Nosy will blast at him for his trouble, but will meet Automatic in heaven, who rotated up there quickly. Also gunning down Exalt, shutting down the Jet knives.
Yeah, that's a big kill, honestly, because yeah, if Jet's able to get one, if not both those kills especially, then this round's maybe different. But big kill on the knives out there. But it ain't over yet. It is a nice kill from Jaesung. Lands a Sheriff. Drone's going to be taken out. Got some information though.
There's the recon as well. Spider hiding in smoke for now. Gonna peek out. Won't be able to hit the shots. T1 again playing pretty carefully with their angles. They have a Vandal they'd really like to save, but at this point HSP gonna try and force the issue. Jaesung will be the last to fall. Spider able to clean that one up. He's gonna try and grab this Vandal. It looks like there he is, able to grab it. Yeah, really important at this point for T1 to eke out every little bit of economic advantage, because as we said, still have a long way to go to tie this one up even, and Ascent tends to be a little bit on the defensive sided in terms of attack and defense advantage.
Double checking here, so just to remind once again, this was Headshot Percentage's pick. You're on Ascent. Bind and Split were banned, and then we got Icebox going to be game 2, and then Haven if needed for game 3. So a reminder there as we advance on into what's round 16. But Exalt starting strong yet again. Automatic trying to hide up there, and it's one of those. It's like, I wonder why this smoke is here.
Yeah, I think that one was probably placed by the side of HSP, and Automatic was trying to abuse it.
Okay.
As an opportunity, but probably heard the teleport and gets punished for it. So now T1 4 against 5 as they look to push into B. They also have mid control in the market area, but Miniature and Josh RT gunning down the T1 members as they push forward. This attack is done before it's even started.
Yeah, seems like it. Daze, he's checking up Catwalk, and he's going to find somebody soon. Gets a couple of shots off. Took 1 bullet himself, but nobody dying from that exchange. Exalt flanking, almost timed it correctly. And I'm going to get the shot, though. How about Skadoodle just charging out, though? Hits the headshot. He ain't afraid. Going to throw out a flash here, too. Checking A main, but as we see, nobody's there currently. So they're coming from heaven and elsewhere. Josh RT, he checked. Daze gets the kill, though, but knows he's there for a trade. So 3 versus 1, headshot percentage. Skadoodle going to need to clutch. He's got ultimate. He's got that Rolling Thunder. maybe going to be a play here with it. He's going to be patient, though. He's not going to force a plant.
He's got to go soon, though. He's checking more angles. Going to have to drop down, and plant here is going to flash for himself. Makes the play. Exalt already in, though. Going to deny the plant money. Gun him down. Turn him into some glitch pop confetti there as the defenders win their 10th round. And just like that, T1 again on the back foot. They have enough money to cobble together a buy of sorts, but it's not going to be full utility by any means. And despite having Hunter's Fury and Rolling Thunder available, still an uphill climb for them.
And from the looks of it, we may have a pause here. We'll see if it's a tactical or a technical pause. It's one of those, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a tactical pause by T1. Again, they're down 6-10 here in game one. Just losing that round. Their money situation, not the greatest right now. So yeah, trying to figure out how they want to go with this attack. But Exalt seems like, especially on the Jet on the other side, HSP, he starts fast. And you see how he's setting up right now. He's setting up fast once again in that A main area. So we could have a bit of a clash here. As Jason is going to get the vision
too, potentially.
Yeah. So we did unpause. We are winding down now.
Keep up.
Just a quick with how fast we unpaused, I believe that was a technical pause real quick.
Jason has that Hunter's Fury as well, so if T1 does hard commit to a site, could be punished pretty heavily.
Okay, it was a tack pause by T1. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, my bad. Apparently I missed that.
It's all right, Breaky. I mean, you're getting up there in years, so those eyes aren't as good as they used to be, but that's okay.
Whoa,
that's why we're casting here instead of playing. Exalt gonna find the first kill. Curry trades him out. Jason gonna pop that Hunter's Fury as well, trying to stop this push from happening.
And he does.
Great timing play by Josh RT. Skadoodle going down. Comes the lineups.
That's the last thing you expect in that case. You're like, oh, he's smoked off. We're just going to run through. And nope, he was hiding the smoke the whole time. Great peek by Josh RT. Perfect timing. Automatic is going to plant it, however. HSP playing for retake now. Jason. He's got the arrow, but he's waiting for his teammates. Josh RT is going to be teleporting somewhere. Was it going to be top of heaven maybe, or a main? Oh, he's checking this side. He's using it for vision to get an idea where they were. Jason, he finds one kill. Somebody's hell. He needs a teamwork. No, Jason just takes it over. He gets a third. No, Josh RT got that one, but it doesn't matter. As a team, they get the kill, and they get the win as the defuse comes out. Great retake there from headshot percentage.
Absolutely. Kind of an awkward plant spot, too, from Automatic. It's really tucked back there behind the generator. Didn't even give Dazed any option to really shoot the spike as they're defusing, because he was back in A main. So yeah, HSP getting closer and closer to closing out this map number one. It's going to be T1 on an eco round here, facing a potential match point in just a couple of rounds here.
11-6, ultimate status though. Knives are out. Sova's got that Hunter's Fury as well. Exalt, guess what though? He finds Spud, and that's the knives going down. Miniature finds Curry as well, running through his own smoke, using his utility against him right there. And they are holding down this B area. It's not often they've gone B as T1, but they shouldn't go B because they get cleaned up. 0-5, a flawless round indeed for HSP. And that makes it 12-6. Wow, that was a shutdown.
Absolutely. I mean, just Miniature totally disrespecting Curry there. Like you said, just rushing through the cage and taking the fight at closer range with the Phantom. I mean, T1 is going to have some rifles, but they are going into a lockdown right now as Miniature has the fully charged Killjoy ultimate available. This is looking extremely rough for T1. They need to win 6 rounds in a row to even just force overtime.
Well, what do I like to say? One round at a time. It starts with this one.
Look at where Exalt is.
He just, I love this player. I haven't seen a lot of him, but I want to see more, and we're going to see more at least in the game too, of course, no matter what happens. But Exalt, look at it. He just keeps going. The knives are out. He gets a third. He will die. But he did his job, is safe to say. Spider, the fact he's holding in his spawn right now tells you something.
Here.
Yeah. I mean, I have to sum up this entire map in one phrase, which is map control. I mean, T1 has literally just given up the entire map every single round, pretty much. On defense, on offense, and headshot percentage is just punishing them. They are just taking the entire map, forcing T1 to play in their spawn, and just gunning them down like fish in a barrel because they're not even they're stuck in this tiny little area.
Not any longer, at least. They have broken out finally, and honestly, it's actually a little bit better than maybe you would expect. It is a 2 versus 2, although Cypher is down to 10 life. Curry is leading the way. He's going to be that information bait
30 seconds left.
for his teammate. It's a matter of will that information actually be useful in the end. Miniatures watching spawn. They're not going there. They're going up the ramp, and the quick flick from Jae-Sung. He cannot get the second kill though on Spider. That's the important one. And we do have a 1 versus 1 now. Miniature versus Spider. Oh, he didn't plant it. Okay. Yeah.
10 seconds left.
A little bit of a hiccup there.
Yeah. Miniature. He knows where Spider would like to go play, which is in main.
Oh!
Wow.
Well played, Spider, but yeah, Miniature had the advantage there for sure, but Spider, great reaction and flick from him, and he finishes it to keep T1 alive here in Game 1.
Yeah, I was sure that was the end of the round there. I mean, that was just pure reaction time bailing out Spider there. Miniature is probably kicking himself a little bit there, but again, T1 has to win another 5 rounds to force overtime, and they are going into a Rolling Thunder and lockdown. They have Hunter's Fury available for days. And Nosy, it's like he knows.
Nosy knows something. Exalt. Shocker, he's playing aggressive
Exalt
again.
charge forward into the flash.
No
what
way.
A play. What a combo.
Yes, he gets 2! He's gonna get the 3rd with the spray. Are you kidding me? What an aggressive play. The combo is real. He even stunned himself. He don't care. He's landing shots. Josh RT is sitting back, holding an angle, waiting for somebody to try to creep back through B, and he's going to have a chance here. Turn right.
Checks
Okay.
corner. Spike down.
And it is all up to Curry. 1 versus 5 to try to keep hope alive. It ain't happening. 13-7 will be your first game score in favor of headshot percentage over T1. Again, on paper, that might seem like a crazy result. Frankly, it's not. HSP came to play, and they're looking to stay alive here and advance on in this tournament. At least they're up 1-0 now in the series.